Welcome to this Endpoint Weekly Explainer. Today, we're diving into a senior-level technical briefing made specifically for all you IT architects, system admins, and security engineers out there. We're completely tearing down the upcoming release of Windows 11 version 26H2. And look, I know there is a lot of noise out there right now, but we're going to cut straight through it to the architectural reality of what this update actually means for your fleet and exactly how you need to prepare starting today. To put things into perspective, the sheer difference in scale here is absolutely staggering. Historically, a full Windows feature update could run you around 6.5 gigabytes of payload. I mean, you were essentially dropping a massive OS image onto every single endpoint over the network. But for 26H2, if your devices are already on a recent version, this update is a microscopic 174 kilobytes. Literally, it's about 0.003% of the size of a full upgrade. It brilliantly illustrates just how insanely efficient Microsoft's modern shared servicing model has become. But before we pop the champagne on that efficiency, we do need to drop a bit of a bombshell. Here's the crucial point. If your fleet is on version 24H2 or 25H2, you get that tiny seamless enablement package. But if you've deployed devices on the newer 26H1 version, well, they are completely excluded from the 26H2 path. Let me repeat that because it's a huge gotcha. 26H1 is a dead end for 26H2. We're going to unpack the underlying architecture of exactly why that is in just a moment. So here's our technical roadmap for today's explainer. First, the 26H2 reality check. 2, the shared servicing branch. 3, checking your fleet readiness today. 4, deployment tools and strategies. And finally, number 5, rollout rings and best practices. All right, let's jump right into part 1, the 26H2 reality check. So the reality check is simply this. Windows 11 version 26H2 is not fully out yet. As of our source's rating, it actually hasn't reached general availability. Right now, it's sitting exclusively in the Windows Insider program. So look at this explainer as your proactive readiness briefing. This isn't a panic button to start an immediate deployment, right? It's your blueprint. That way, when the GA flag finally drops, your automation and your deployment rings are going to be absolutely flawless. Moving on to part 2, the shared servicing branch. Okay, the magic term you need to know here is the enablement package, or EKB. Microsoft has actually been silently shipping new 26H2 features to your devices all year long, inside your ordinary monthly latest cumulative updates, or LCUs. But they arrive turned off by default. So the enablement package doesn't actually install a new OS. It just flips a master switch that wakes up those dormant, already installed features, and then bumps the version number up. And this chart explains exactly why that switch flip works so well. Looking at these build numbers, Windows 11 versions 24H2, 25H2, and the upcoming 26H2 all share the exact same servicing branch. They share the same underlying source code, and they receive the exact same security patches. So moving between them is trivial because the foundation is entirely identical. But I know any senior consultant looking at that chart is going to immediately spot the elephant in the room. Where on earth is version 26H1? Chronologically, it shipped in early 2026, so logically, you'd think it's just a stepping stone to 26H2, right? So why is it completely missing from this family tree? Well, here's the technical reality. Windows 11 26H1 is built on an entirely different Windows core. It was scoped specifically for brand new hardware that shipped in early 2026. So, because it has a totally different foundational architecture, there is zero shared codebase with 24H2 or 26H2. You can't just use an enablement package to flip a switch if the switches aren't wired the same way in the first place. Those 26H1 devices are going to need a completely different future upgrade path. Let's shift gears to part 3, checking fleet readiness today. Now, as IT engineers, we all know the ultimate truth. Always lives in the registry. Regardless of what some user interface might be telling you, this specific registry key, right under HKLM's software Microsoft Windows NT current version, is the absolute source of truth for a device's current servicing state. So, if you're writing a PowerShell script to audit your fleet, you want to query these 3 exact values. First, DisplayVersion dictates your eligibility. If it says 24H2 or 25H2, boom, you get the tiny enablement package. If it says 26H1, you're off the path. Next, CurrentBuildNumber confirms the major OS build. And finally, the UBR, or Update Build Revision, proves whether your device is actually successfully installing its monthly cumulative updates.
Next up, you really need to check the Windows Update for Business Policy mirror in the registry, which sits right under the Policy Manager key. This is what tells you if Intune or a group policy object is actively overriding the device's natural upgrade path. For instance, the Configuration Service Provider, or CSP, for target release version will tell you if an admin has hard-pinned a device to an older version, which obviously will block 26H2 entirely.
And here is a major scripting gotcha that's been tripping people up in the real world. A lot of admins write detection scripts that just check if the target release version registry key exists. But sometimes the key is there, but with an empty string. An empty string is not an active block. If your script doesn't check the actual value of that key, you're going to generate massive false positives and think your whole fleet is blocked when it actually isn't.
All right, part 4, deployment tools and strategies. The really good news here for your infrastructure budget is this: absolutely zero new tooling is required. Microsoft explicitly supports rolling out enablement packages via Microsoft Intune, Windows Autopatch, and good old reliable WSUS. If you're using any of these today, they already natively understand exactly how to handle the 26H2 switch flip. So the crucial point when comparing these tools really comes down to how you configure them. If you're using Intune's raw feature update policies, you'll target the specific 26H2 version, but you absolutely must remember to set your standard update ring feature deferrals to 0 to avoid any conflicts. On the flip side, if you use Windows Autopatch, it natively spaces out deployment rings and deferrals for you automatically. You just tell Autopatch to target the new release, and its pre-built enter groups do all the heavy lifting for you. Let's bring it home with part 5. Rollout rings and best practices. Basically, every IT consultant should be implementing this 4-step strategy. Step 1, validate right now using a small pilot group in the Windows Insider program. Step 2, utilize Intune or Autopatch, just like we discussed. Step 3, ensure you have staggered rollout rings. Please never push to production on day 1. And step 4, stay absolutely religious about your monthly LCUs. And this really highlights exactly why step 4 is non-negotiable. As the saying goes, staying current isn't a separate task. It is the preparation. Remember, the enablement package just flips a switch. The actual code for 26H2 is trickling down into your endpoints right now via those monthly security updates. If a laptop falls 3 months behind on patching, it literally doesn't have the dormant code, meaning your 26H2 readiness is completely broken for that device. But I do need to give a massive word of warning here for the overeager admins out there. Do not use the Allow Temporary Enterprise Feature Control policy to force these dormant features to wake up early across your whole fleet. Yes, the CSP exists, and it's tempting, but bypassing the dormant by default safety net exposes your entire enterprise to unvalidated code. Keep that strict control limited to your pilot rings only, for sure. So, I'll leave you with this provocative thought. Are you still treating Windows updates like the massive OS reimages we did a decade ago? Or is your infrastructure truly prepared for the modern agility of enablement packages? It's time to audit your fleet, check those registry keys, and get your deployment rings dialed in. If you found this technical deep dive valuable today, make sure to subscribe to Endpoint Weekly and let us know your deployment strategies down in the comments. We'll see you in the next explainer.